Alright, so the 2022 MLB playoffs are here, and like the NFL season, like I'm probably going to do with the postseason, I'm going to be giving you guys my MLB postseason predictions. Yeah, we're going to be filling out my bracket today. So yeah, I'm just going to be giving you guys my predictions just for fun. I might get quirky with this. I'm going to try to leave my bias out of this, but you know who I'm going to be rooting for, and I might even pick them, who knows. But if you guys do enjoy this type of content, feel free to drop a thumbs up, and please let me know who your NLCS, ALCS teams are down below, and who you think is going to go and win the World Series. You can even leave how many games, and if you want to give me all your postseason predictions, please, by all means, let me know down below. So yeah, I got really big into the MLB this year. I was kind of on and off. I mean, I've been playing fantasy baseball every year since like 9th grade, so that was like 2014, like basically when I started my channels. But yeah, I was kind of always like a casual watcher, played fantasy, stuff like that. But yeah, this year, fully into it, like wake up in the morning, Fangraphs, baseball, savant, like all of that opening up. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys my predictions. Now, this is the first year that the MLB has added a third wild card team. Not the biggest fan of it because I guess it promotes maybe more competition throughout the regular season, but it doesn't really reward doing well in the regular season. Just because, I don't know. Just adding a third team, I'd rather add less teams. I kind of liked how special it was to go to the playoffs, even before they added the second wildcard team, because you had to be the elite of the league to make the playoffs, which I think is pretty valuable. The NBA should take note of this, because I've been harping on the NBA should go to 6 playoff teams for a while. Then they added the 2 wildcard teams, best of 1, to advance to face the best divisional winner. I like that. I like the 1-game play or the 1-game wild card because I think it was fun. It's a spectacle. But yeah, hey, maybe I'm gonna like this 3-team playoff after this, and if the Mets were the 6th seed, I'd probably like it even more, you know. So you got to look at it from a different point of view. So we'll start off with the AL. We have the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Seattle Mariners. Oof. Okay, so I'm going to go, as much as I like Seattle, I'm not a huge fan of their offense. I know that, Jesse Winker, I believe is headed to the IL. We'll see how Ty France does. How much are they going to rely on their rookie Julio Rodriguez? Is Cal Raleigh going to step up here in the playoffs? I think I like Toronto a little bit more. Now, if you look at their starting rotations, Toronto has Alek Manoah and Kevin Gausman at the top. It's definitely better, I would say, than Seattle's 1 and 2, which is Luis Castillo and Robbie Ray. And then you get into the Logan Gilbert slate, or I guess it's more George Kirby, Logan Gilbert. And then for Toronto, you got Ross Stripling. And then are we going to get anything out of Jose Barrios? I don't know yet if they're going to really pitch him. I'm sure they would like to maybe not have to and just win with Manoah and Gausman. But I like Toronto's, I probably like Seattle's bullpen more. Maybe a slight edge to Seattle's depth in the rotation, but I like Toronto's lineup a lot more. Vlad, Springer, Bichette's been hot over the last month. I think that Toronto is going to win. Can you not pick at... Oh, you can't pick as many games, because I think this is going to go to 3 games. I think maybe they'll split. We'll see who wins game 1 and game 2. But yeah, Toronto is also home in this, which is going to play a big factor. So yeah, I like them here. Now, Tampa, Cleveland. I love Cleveland, and they might be a sneaky World Series contender, but the Rays are just like... They're there every year, and their lineup is far from sexy. Or like Yandy Diaz is like the second most important player of this. I mean, like Randy Arozarena, we know is going to step up in the playoffs. And their rotation, I mean, I don't know. We're not going to really get, I don't think, much Glass now. But Shane McClanahan is probably the best pitcher in this series, so we'll see how that works out. I'm going to go, like, there's going to be upsets there's going to be upsets in baseball playoffs. It happens every year. Like the Nationals, I believe, were a wild card team when they won the World Series. Like the Braves were the worst divisional team last year and they won the World Series. So baseball, there's a lot more parity to it. And I'm going to take Tampa. Now, I think there'll probably be an upset. Maybe it's Seattle over Toronto, and it's still Cleveland over Tampa, which can definitely happen. So, yeah, that is what my ALDS is going to look like. I don't like that you can't pick the amount of games. That's no fun. So, yeah, we have Toronto and we have Tampa with 3 AL East teams in the ALDS. So here we have the Mets and the Padres, and boy, I am scared. I'm going to game 1 Friday night. My record watching Met games this year isn't great. And boy, it's giving me flashbacks. This is my first Mets playoff game ever of my life, so I'm super hyped for that. I wanted to see DeGrom, but hey, I will definitely take Scherzer. And I went to the Knicks, sorry to bring basketball into this, but I went to the Knicks Game 1 playoff series in 2021 against the Hawks. They lost. had the time of my life. Arguably the best game I've ever been to live. It was just an insane atmosphere, and I feel like that's what it's going to be for the Mets. They're going with an interesting strategy. They're going to, Scherzer in game 1, and I believe Bassett in game 2 if they win. If they lose, they're going to go DeGrom in game 2, and then if they win game 1, lose game 2, DeGrom would get game 3. They're trying to maybe sweep them without pitching DeGrom, which is a little risky. But hey, they'll pitch game 3 regardless if there is a game 3 or game 2 if they lose game 1. But I don't know. The Padres, like Yu Darvish, pitches very well against the Mets. Their bullpen's been better lately. Josh Hader, most importantly, has been better lately. They have a good bullpen. Josh Bell has not been great since the trade. Juan Soto has not been great since the trade. Manny Machado has been phenomenal the whole season. I'm going to take the Mets. I think it's going to go to 3 games. I think they're going to win game 1. I mean, I hope I'm going to be there. I think they're going to lose game 2. I guess it'll be Bassett, Musgrove. And then game 3, I'm going to cross my fingers the Mets win. And DeGrom, I guess, beats Blake Snell. But yeah, so Mets, Dodgers, NLDS. How much better would it be Mets if you just won the division? So Phillies, Cardinals. I kind of want to go Phillies just because I think of an upset. And maybe I should take the Phillies over the Cardinals instead of the Rays over the... No. I'm going to stick with the Cardinals. I think that they're going to get enough out of, like, their bats are insane. Like, Goldschmidt's going to win the NL MVP. I think so. Arenado's going to finish top 3 or top 4 in the voting. They're... like Ryan Helsley in the bullpen, Giovanni Gallegos, pretty good players. Pujols has been on a tear. We'll see if O'Neill steps up in the playoffs. We'll see if they'll get anything out of Edman and Carlson and Nootbaar. I'm just trying to think, like, do you trust... I guess Wainwright's getting game 1. And then I don't know if Montgomery's getting game 2 yet. I'm not sure. But I think they're going to beat the Phillies, even though I wouldn't be surprised if the Phillies win this series. I think I'd be more surprised if the Padres won than if the Phillies won. Because if their bats get hot, hey, they have a great 1-2. They have a better 1-2 than the Cardinals do when you have Nola and Wheeler. Nola pitched very well this year. But I'm going to go St. Louis going to the NLDS. All right, ALDS, Astros, Blue Jays. As much as I like the Blue Jays, I'm going to choose the Astros. Yeah, 50 games above 500. How incredible of a season is that from them? Just their starting rotation of Verlander. We'll see if they get anything out of McCullers, but Verlander, Framber Valdez, Javier, Garcia, Urquidy. But he might be in the bullpen probably. But like their bullpen is solid. And then you look at their lineups of just Altuve, who just had the best season of his career, better than his 2017 MVP year in terms of WRC plus. And then you have Kyle Tucker. We'll see if Trey Mancini plays well. We'll see if he even starts for them. But Bregman, Jordan. They're just too good, man. They're a powerhouse. And I do think that the Yankees are going to beat the Rays. I think the Guardians would definitely give them a much better fight. So I like the Guardians. I want the Guardians to win, but it's just that pesky Tampa team, you know. I had to pick one upset, though, in the first round because it's the MLB. There's going to be upsets. But I do think the Yankees are going to win. We'll see what Garrett Cole we get. But the Yankees do have reinforcements after Garrett Cole. Nestor Cortez was phenomenal this year. We'll see how Frankie Montas steps up for them. And then, yeah, if Donaldson, LeMahieu, Stanton, kind of inconsistent this year, but if they're all hot at the right time, the Yankees could be a scary team in the postseason, and we know how good Aaron Judge is. Don't really need to harp on that. Mets, Dodgers, okay. Do I be a homer? I might be a homer. Do I think that the Mets could beat the Dodgers? Yes, they won the season series against them, but that means nothing when you get to the playoffs. Nothing. Now, the Dodgers, I don't know why. Maybe it's because their rotation isn't as scary. Like, I am scared of Julio Urias. Like, great player, right? Like, incredible pitcher. Top 3 pitcher in the NL this year. Clayton Kershaw, terrified of him. Terrified of Kershaw. In a 7-game series, I know Gonsolin, Tyler Anderson, and even Dustin May, like, they were great this year. Maybe I'm a little scared of May. But Anderson and Gonsolin, I'm not too scared of. The bullpen has its ups and downs. Like, if Craig Kimbrell is going to be on this rotation in the bullpen, I'm going to be happy, man. I think I'm going to take the Mets. I'm going to take the Mets because this is 100% biased. It is. But I think, man, I'm such an idiot for doing this because they're not. I mean, they do have a chance of beating the Dodgers. The Dodgers won 111 games. That's like the 5th or whatever most ever. It's crazy. It's in the top 10 of most wins ever of all time. And their lineup is scary. I mean, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, 2 former NL East players, so the Mets are familiar with them. And then you have Mookie Betts. We'll see if they get anything out of Bellinger, who was good last postseason. Chris Taylor, Gavin Lux, Justin Turner, Will Smith. Yeah, Max Muncy, it's a little bit of a drop off. I mean, like Will Smith, and then a little bit of a drop off, just because the guys have been inconsistent this year. I'm gonna take the Mets. I'm a homer. Let me know down below. Let me know down below if you think there's any chance that the Mets win. And then I'm gonna take the Braves to beat the Cardinals, and I think it's destiny that the Mets and Braves meet one more time in the playoffs. I thought it was gonna happen in the NLDS. Well, actually, it was never gonna happen in the NLDS, but here it is in the NLCS. Yeah, the Braves, they're incredible. They're going to be incredible for the next 5 years. Their lineup, just top to bottom, is phenomenal. Dansby Swanson, career year and a contract year. Darno is just like, once he left the Mets, he's like an incredible player, and I loved him on the Mets. It just sucks, like, the amount of injuries he had. And then you have Austin Riley came to his own this year. Matt Olson struggled a little bit, but came on in the month of September, at least towards the end of it. Vaughn Grissom, Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna Jr., like, didn't even mention him. Yeah, they have an incredible lineup. They have an incredible rotation of Max Fried, Charlie Morton, Kyle Wright, and that dude Spencer Strider. Their bullpen is great. Raciel Iglesias has been great since coming over from that trade. We'll see how Kenley Jansen is, but I think they do outmatch the Cardinals because I think their rotation is a little bit stronger. Their bats match up very well with the Cardinals' bats, and they do have a better bullpen. I'm going to take the Braves. So, yeah, we have the Dodgers losing the Dodgers lost in, I think, the NLCS last year. So, them losing in the NLDS would be a major disappointment. Yeah, that's, like, you could disagree with, and I fully get where you're coming from. That's, like, me thinking it's destiny, Mets, Braves. Unless it was destiny for Freddie Freeman and the Braves to meet in the playoffs, because we can look at that narrative. Or at least that storyline. So, Astros, Yankees. I think the Astros are better than the Yankees, but it's really just who's hot at the right time. And I think if the Yankees, like, do stomp over the Rays, and those guys I mentioned earlier, Stanton, Donaldson, LeMahieu, they're just playing very well. I don't know if they can be stopped, but I'm going to take the Astros here just because they're top to bottom, just an incredible team. Verlander, you would think is better than Cole. We'll see, or at least when it matters the most. I'm probably going to give a slight edge to that Astros starting rotation and their lineup as well. Man, they just keep producing these guys. Their defense is incredible. I like the Astros a lot. And then Mets, Braves. We're going Mets, baby. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. It's only right. They get swept to the loser division. They beat them. They beat them. Game 7 will mean a lot, or at least the home field for the Braves here. But here we go. We have Mets and Astros in the World Series. I mean, I've been a homer all these picks here, or at least Mets over Padres. I think most people are going to predict that and watch them lose to the Padres, and the team I'm having winning the National League is going to lose in the wild card weekend. Yeah, them over the Dodgers, I feel like no one's going to take that. And then Mets over the Braves, I feel like if we even get to that point, if the Mets are probably going to have injured players, they're probably going to be gassed. They're probably going to lose to the Braves if they beat the Dodgers. But no, we're going to have the Mets in the World Series. And I'm going to say it right here. The New York Mets are going to have one of the greatest postseasons ever. And they're going to beat the Padres, a lineup of Juan Soto and Manny Machado, an incredible roster. Then they're going to go and beat one of the best teams of all time in the regular season. Then they're going to go and beat one of the best second half teams ever that went on an incredible run, their division rival. And then they're going to go on and beat the 106-56 Houston Astros to win the World Series. I'm doing it. I want to be different. Because I could just pick chalk and I can have Dodgers, Astros, World Series. I can maybe do Braves, Yankees, which is a little bit different, but no, we're going Mets, and I'm going to submit my picks here. Okay, I got some stuff out, but I'm going to submit it. It's probably not going to be right. This is just for fun. Let me know what you guys have down below. Let me know your NLCS, your ALCS, and your World Series picks. You can let me know the DS and the wildcard picks if you want as well. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.